Justin here.
Dustin here.
Oh wow, this
Shane.
This is James.
Hey.
See, he's busy.
Alright, hey, welcome to the Stack Junkies, guys. We'll actually get serious and pretend like we're professionals here.
Professional.
Oh god. So, we wanted to do a quick stream for two reasons. One, unfortunately we weren't able to film on Friday, so we don't have anything to drop for you guys today gameplay wise. So what we're going to do instead, since Magic Showcase 2021 just happened yesterday, I watched it live. These guys have checked it out and looked at a few things. We're just going to give our thoughts now that we've had a day to kind of digest some things and think about some things on the announcements and the direction of Magic and what we all think, not only for the play group, but just in general. So, I'm not going to comment on the actual production of the showcase, which is a whole nother thing. But we're going to start with the Out of Time Super Drop. I think this is a good place to start.
Out of Time Super Drop.
Yeah,
All the secret layers.
The secret layer super drops. Me personally, not a fan of secret layers in general. I've yet to buy one, and I never will because I think it's a bad product, and I wish WOTC would stop printing them. With that being said, the Planeswalkers. What were you thinking, WOTC? New players have problems with the Planeswalkers already understanding them, and now you took away all of the loyalty abilities, completely changed the frames and the way that you explain it. And me, as a franchise player, looks and reads that card and goes, this is not how language works.
Not only that, it's just confusing. Like, layout-wise,
100%
it's just not there. I love the artwork. I'll be the first to say I like the border and I like the artwork.
Yes, that's fine.
But
So the truth about it to me is I do like the look of the card. I do actually like the wording. I disagree it's not for a new player at all. Because I did. I had to I'm like,
yeah,
I know what this card does.
Exactly.
And then I had to stop and read it again and be like, yes, it's the same card. Okay,
Exactly.
we're good.
Like, franchise players have a hard time.
But I mean,
like, I memorized what Dak Faden does, and I just had to reread and be like, wait, yeah, no, that is right.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't
so
look right.
I mean, I think it's good in decks where like the people who did want the full art lands that the lands that
The
literally
full
explain
text
the
lands.
whole entire thing. Like people who like those cards, these are right in their things.
Yeah.
Now, to a new player, that land is freaking insane. And it's even crazy to think what the basis of just tapping a land realistically is. But now you do it on Planeswalkers, which I mean, when I got back into Magic, and they were a hard thing for me to comprehend because they didn't exist when I quit the first time. Jesus, like now I read it, I'm like, no. The art's beautiful though.
Oh, the art is breathtaking.
So I mean, but I will admit I have a problem with the cards because I do kind of want one, but I drafted with my daughter, and we opened up a pack where it had a foil baby Teferi and a non-foiled. And I took one. She ended up being lucky enough to get the pack from me and took the other one. And I run that foiled Teferi, and when I play, I always have that memory.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite decks. But now there's this artwork that I like more, and I'm like, but I don't know. It's the replacement of a memory too. Cards have the memory. That's half of us play Commander or Magic is because you have memories. We all have pet cards because we like that card for a reason.
And I'm not saying every card has a history or a memory attached. That's not the case. But most of Magic has been drafted or, packs have been cracked kind of thing. And there's a memory associated, whether it's with friends, family, just by yourself. It's fun. It's a memorable experience. Secret layers, you don't get that. You do and you don't, I guess. You're still opening a pack, but you know what's going to be in there. It's not spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Only spin the wheel or cracking a pack like feeling is the extra card that
the one
normally throw in.
Yeah, and that's you even have like a list. It's
exactly.
Like, oh no, I could get X,
This,
Y,
this,
and Z.
and this,
yeah,
but that's it. So,
I don't like it.
So we'll move on from there just a little bit, just kind of keep this
well,
semi-short.
going on
concise.
like the artwork, the Kamigawa. I'm okay with the artwork for the Secret Lair, but only for Renki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did see that, and I'm like, so he's gonna buy this. Yeah, no, the Kamigawa artworks are beautiful. Secret Lair, again, still not a fan of the idea.
Kind of ironic that you say that, because to me they just look like fucking English versions of the Japanese cards.
Which I love the
It's exactly what it looks like, and
like,
you love those, so it's actually
yes,
kind
the
of funny.
Strixhaven. I love the Strixhaven Japanese alt arts. They were gorgeous.
But where it all stemmed from was the War of the Spark, Japanese anime.
See,
anime.
I wasn't around for those.
Yeah,
Else I would have.
I just got
those
in,
as well.
but they were only in the Japanese boosters,
Yes.
so it was difficult to get them.
Those ones are the opposite. See, unlike the other ones I want because the art and they're difficult to explain, those ones still kind of look like the other ones.
Yeah.
Like before even clicking on it, I already knew what they were.
Yeah,
I was
Liliana looks like a
oh, I
Liliana.
know what those four are. I'm assuming those two are that one. And then
Yeah.
I looked, I'm like, yep, I was right. So they're nice. They're definitely nice for people to be able to get prints of them too in style.
Everybody good on the Secret Lairs?
Yeah.
Move on, because we definitely got some deeper things to talk about here shortly. I don't see much of a point to really go over the Innistrad stuff coming out, because that's about to just drop for previews, and we can talk about that.
I was about to
then.
say, we'll talk about those at a later date.
The only thing that I do want to point out that I think is kind of cool and also slightly annoying is the double feature that they're doing.
Is that you can only get certain cards?
No, they're putting Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow together, releasing it as a draftable set,
Yeah.
and they're doing alternate arts, which I'm assuming also means alternate card frames as well
Sure.
for the drafts. And it's like standalone-ish.
Yeah.
Think of it as like a
Interesting.
what they just did with Omnicat.
Okay.
So it'll be a master set. Those things.
Okay, so
you get
I
to
kind
draft.
of like that.
So it looks like they're doing, at least according to
I
the
mean,
showcase notes.
Look, it's a smart move. Innistrad makes the money.
100%.
Period.
It's
Innistrad's a great planes.
My only problem
Soren's
is
one of my favorite planeswalkers.
I don't want
by
more.
far.
That's my only thing. I'm getting, not only am I burnt out, but there's no more uniqueness to having unique cards, because everything is unique. You can't have unique when everything is unique, and that's what they're doing with this. They're saying specifically it's going to have special artwork and all this stuff, and they just need to stop that. I'm
Well,
done with it.
on one hand, yes. On the other, everything's unique, so you can customize your deck pretty much exactly how you want it.
Fair, and that there is something to be said about that. But on the flip side of that, if I'm sitting across the table and I can't tell what's being played anymore, because I can't. There's so many different artworks, so many different card frames, so many I can't tell. And I've been playing for a long time, and I know Magic. That's a problem.
I would say you read the card and it tells you what you do, but they make companions.
Yeah, they don't. That doesn't even work anymore. So who the hell knows? I guess
Yeah.
So going on over that, just another thing. Just take a quick drop on this. See if anybody has thoughts on this, because I saw something that I'm seeing brought up in the community. The Magic promos for the in-store events that they're doing. Drafts. They're doing drafts, and they're doing the commander challenge things and stuff like that again.
Yeah.
They're just,
The only thing that I wanted to point out that I'm not seeing many people point out is that you're getting the foil worm coil and a couple of the elf and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Those look cool. Those are nice, but the special bit of it is that the premium WPN stores are going to get their name on the cards. WOTC's touting this as this huge thing. We're helping local game stores. Last I checked, and you can't get exact numbers for this because I did do the research on it, but there were only a small handful of premium stores in the country.
Yeah, you have to go above
And most of
beyond.
them are in Seattle and Florida.
Well, I mean,
So WOTC's just tooting their own horn there, and I just wanted to point that out because it's something that I'm not seeing pointed out a lot.
Well, I mean, we've already seen it locally here. We know one game store that when WOTC redid their whole entire thing, they've been building their stock up and their level up. And when with
They're not
COVID
premium,
and
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying is with COVID and everything else, that store now doesn't even want to put the effort in.
Yep.
They're still holding Magic because of their community.
Yeah.
But they went this far forward, and when WOTC changed everything on them, they went back, and they're like, do I really even want to try and make
Is
this
it worth
climate
it?
game?
Yeah.
And this is a whole separate discussion that
So.
we don't really need to get into. But the premium, I don't know why I keep wanting to say premium stores and all of that. That's a whole other ball of wax that we're just not going to get into. So let's go ahead. Commander Collection Black. I don't
Really?
Pioneer Challenger decks, whatever.
I
yeah,
like it.
you're an idiot. That's why. First off,
Fair.
I'm not a
I
fan of
won't-
the Commander Collection. Period.
I
Like,
won't
at all,
lie.
So
So let's say what's in black because I didn't look.
you've got it pulled up right there. Go ahead and give us a quick list and do it fairly slow. So when
Give me
I
one
edit
second.
this,
Okay, so comes with a Ghoul Caller Giza.
That's the guy whenever somebody died.
No,
Whenever
no, no.
dies.
That's the Giza that paid
One
back.
black, tap, sack another creature, create a X2/2 black zombies.
Ah, okay. Yep, I know what she does.
Ophiomancer, the snake creator.
Yeah.
And getting the token for it.
Yeah. Calm down.
I'm just saying, I'm excited.
Phyrexian Arena. Reanimate. Toxic Deluge. Soul Ring. Command Tower. Flip Liliana, so Liliana,
Yeah.
critical healer, and then the snake token that's never,
Never
been made,
existed.
and then it flips into a zombie as well.
Wow.
Like the value's there. It's simple.
It's nice. It's
not
there.
exciting.
It's nice to.
Yeah, it's not
It's
exciting.
nice to have the snake token finally.
Yes.
Ghoul Caller Giza was $30 by
I don't
yourself.
know. Man, black. There's not-
Compared to green,
Yes, it's underwhelming.
yes,
But
very much.
anything compared to green in Magic's eyes is underwhelming.
Technically, yes.
But I like.
Why Phyrexian Arena? Why not Necropotence?
Well,
that's my biggest complaint.
hold on.
Sure.
No, I disagree.
Actually-
Phyrexian Arena was a good. Once again, I'm the guy out of the play group who dislikes these Commander collections. I'm the guy who dislikes this thought process. With that being said, the value is there, and I actually think Phyrexian Arena was a good call for it. It has
look,
more value over Necropotence and most black decks than Necropotence.
I think if they didn't have either one, then it's a complete miss.
Yes.
But I would argue with you that Dark Ritual's not in there, so to me it's already a miss. And yes, Dark Ritual's had a recent reprinting and stuff, but
Yes.
I want them to be the iconic cards of their colors.
What they're supposed to be.
And Dark Ritual is black.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
And I don't see Ghoul Caller Giza as not necessarily staple, but
Just so we're clear, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that card existed until I saw it in Commander Collection.
Exactly.
That's saying something.
That's, I mean,
I always
saying
like
I
the
mean,
card.
so they got the reanimation,
Yeah.
but black is known for its ramp, right? There's no ramp card in the black that's sacrifice a creature or whatever.
Yeah.
There's 100
Yeah.
different cards that I think could have been there. Yes, Necropotence would have been really nice to have,
or any of the
but
tutors. What does
Phyrexian
black
Arena,
do? Tutor.
Yeah.
Any of
Vampiric Tutor
Yeah,
would be
Tutor.
nice for a reprint because Demonic Tutor's been reprinted into the ground.
Yes.
It is still
Actually,
expensive, but it sees way
Now-
more reprints than Vampiric.
I actually would want the Diabolical.
I mean, if we're being technical, I'd like
It's
Imperial
on-
Seal,
it-
but that's
The
reserved.
4-mana
so
one?
No, Diabolic
Sacrifice
is-
a creature. It's
sacrifice
two-
two
Diabolic
mana,
intent.
sacrifice
Yeah.
a creature. It's
Correct.
extra. No, it's not Diabolic
Intent.
intent. It's look it up. real
No,
quick.
it's Diabolic Intent because
Yes,
Diabolic
Diabolic
Edict is
Intent,
the
yeah.
sacrifice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that one would have made sense to me, right?
Yeah, that would
It's
have.
not the best of all the tutors. It is a tutor. It doesn't have a ton of reprints. It's still an expensive card. I think it's
Yeah,
like
it's-
$50, $60.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. So.
Speak. Remember.
So,
I didn't think.
so there's cards that are missing with
Yeah.
you. They did give you a card that lets you use life as a resource to draw cards, right? That's
Yes.
so yes, Necropotence is the better of those two cards, but plenty of people who will want to buy that do run it for Phyrexian
Yeah,
Arena.
yes.
Not everybody is having a Necropotence.
This is true.
So
I'm coming more off the side of if they want to keep it same value-wise if they want to keep them all relatively the same reprint value.
but they're hit and miss, right?
Yes.
So, Red was pretty much Chandra's you had like Chandra's Spellbook
Yeah,
and
the spell
Gideon's, and those were all off the chart, right?
Yeah, they were.
White was pretty good, red,
Yeah, just
and
blue was good.
you have the same problem here with these these
true.
spell books. It's like what they think we want, and it's like, no, I want the iconics.
Well,
Yeah.
and I kind of want to move on from this if everybody's good, and I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up with this from my end. I would have preferred the spell book sticking around over Commander Collections because once again it goes to spell books for $20 and you got there's $20 or $30 depending on which one you got, and you got decent value and it kind of represented. And now you got Commander Collections going green foil was going for $300 freaking dollars. It's ridiculous.
It was going for 300 pre-order though.
Yeah.
No, at stores it was going for $3. Maybe not here, but it was.
here.
I was seeing stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, either way,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. So moving on from that, kind of keep things going. Now I think we're getting into the meat of this. Let's discuss sets. I start with the first one that's going to come out since we already kind of missed it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, going back to the Japanese lore, but in the future. So Kamigaya?
Wow.
I can't talk
Good
today, guys.
butcher.
I don't know language. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, Cyberpunk and Magic. Now, my thoughts on this when I first heard it was very iffy, and I'm still fairly iffy. With that being said, I'm a huge Shadowrun Cyberpunk lore guy. Shadowrun's the best TTRPG lore-wise, hands down in my book. But Magic, I swear to God, if you make me roll 30 d6s to swing my Cyber Samurai, we're gonna have some problems. But for real though, I was on the fence about it, and I still am. Obviously, we got to see the set. If we were going to do a cyberpunk theme, Japan makes perfect sense because cyberpunk is huge. I mean, it is a Seattle-based thing, really, in the general lore stuff for a lot of cyberpunk. But if you go and expand that, Japan cyberpunk is huge.
Yeah.
And Japan is the lore of Japan is interwoven, so it makes sense. I would prefer a standalone set, to be honest, because Kamigawa has a lot of iconic creature types, a lot of lore-heavy things that they really needed to go back to. Now I don't know how they're going to.
That's why I'm super hesitant about this set. Like, I love Japanese culture and the art styles and all that, and I don't want them throwing cyberpunk into it.
That's the thing. Kamigawa was not just an older set, but just it felt older.
Yes.
It wasn't futuristic steampunk. It wasn't that. It was old. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, when it comes to the old set, the biggest issue about it was a time that Wizards dialed down its power. That's its big drawback. Is its power got pulled back, and it being foreign cards. Now, I love the fact that people have been wanting to go back because they wanted to see with their knowledge and their abilities now, if we went back to there, what could you do with that plane?
Well, there's some massively iconic cards coming from that plane.
And I would wanted to gone back to that plane. Like, let's face it, it's never fun that if we went back to Ravnica, but they told you were going back to Ravnica 200 years after the last time you went, you'd be like, but what about the last time we were there? All this other stuff happened.
All this stuff.
we're just skipping all that. There's literally were planeswalkers that were doing things and dying.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing though, and if WOTC gets off their ass and actually starts doing lore worth of shit again, and actually starts caring about the storyline of Magic the Gathering again, that 2,000 years is something they could really play with. I mean, if they come out with a novel that is 2,000 years of Kamigawa and it is good, I will snap that up in a heartbeat and read the shit out of it.
If it's good.
Their track record does not say that they will. So there is that. With that being said, I do also want to point out, I don't know if you guys saw, the plushie that Ultra Pro came out. There's a plushie. I'll put it up when I actually edit this and we put it up off the stream. It is kind of nice. And I'm not even a plushie guy. It's a dice plushie. And I'm all like, well, it's dice one. And then plushie. Yeah, I'll pull it up, show it to you guys on this. But also, the Ultra Pro released a teaser playmat that has the art of one of the, I don't know what it's from, but it's from the Champions of Kamigawa set. And they showed that during the showcase, and when they dropped that, I looked at that art and I said, holy shit, I'm halfway in. Like, I got 1 foot in. I mean, it was just absolutely gorgeous for what it is. So I'll show it to you guys, and when we edit this, I'll put it up.
So, before we move on, Mr. Don't Like Alt Art Stuff, how are you going to feel about the neon foil-etched gonna be borders on all these cards.
Okay, so first off, I laughed
I'm
my
just
ass
saying.
off. No, fair
Like-
point. Okay, so first off, the new art coming in on these cards.
Let's
I'm
play
not-
Magic in the dark, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hey,
gonna
no,
be
glow in the
foil-
dark.
Yeah.
WOTC idea, glow in the dark cards. I'll buy. I would probably buy that shit. But for real, I laughed my ass off because in the showcase, I think it was one of the design set guys. I can't remember what they were talking about it, and he said, and there's going to be our new premium go-to etched foil cards. And as soon as he said that, I said, whoa, hold on, that's the new premium? Because
That's where we're
what
going?
was it? There are several cards that you guys, we were all like, wait, those are etched?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
None of
yes.
us had any
Yes.
idea.
That's the Strixhaven.
Yeah.
Collectors.
Yeah,
Collectors.
Well, not the collectors,
I
but
mean-
the oh my gosh, the Japanese all cards.
Yeah, the special.
Wait,
Yes.
Either way, outside of the original Commander Legends, the small handful of cards that were foil etched, none of us had any idea that they were foil etched premium cards, and now they're touting this as their new
I was
go-to
about to say.
premium card.
Commander Legends
What?
had the
Yes, the full card.
the full card. That's what we
Yes.
thought
Yes.
was
Yeah.
going to be the foil.
And you can't even tell the
etched.
etched is like
Yeah,
a thing.
Etched, really, yeah.
So and they might change that. Maybe it'll look better in a neon popping.
I'm
like,
saying it's
line.
gonna be like pinks and blues and shit.
No, hey
I
man.
like the neon thing.
Just so we're clear, my entire
So it's gonna
setup
be like-
for the editing station is
So
pink and
it's
blues.
going to be like
Yeah.
from the vaults, foils.
Neon.
Yeah, I don't.
Just bad. And okay, just
I like
saying,
that, actually.
them trying a new foiling process after they
Yeah.
haven't even been able to figure out the old
The
one.
old one.
I'm just saying, maybe the tacos will stop happening, or maybe they will just collapse on you.
At this point, WOTC is the
gonna be
Bethesda
tortilla
of
shells.
card games. Bethesda's games, you already know, are going to come out with a buggy engine, and that's just part of the charm. The problem is WOTC doesn't have the charm.
All right.
Yes.
They lost that.
I will say though, I'm not gonna be able to judge until you actually see it.
Oh,
100%,
without
That's
yes,
like
100%.
we like
This is
some-
purely speculation.
some of it
Yeah.
some of those foils we've seen more recently, like we've seen etched. We were like, damn, whatever. And then, but we've
Looking
seen
it up. Oh,
we've
this
seen-
is etched.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
But other ones we've looked at and we could absolutely tell. And
Yes.
they've stood out to us, right?
Yes.
They are cards that automatically. So, I mean, they're trying something new. Maybe this is their only way they figured out to fix maybe the Tockling too.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see. We'll go ahead and move on to the next set because I kind of want to go through these next couple ones. Give them their due, but also kind of quick because there's just not enough information.
Yeah.
Chicago is getting its own Magic set.
I love that idea.
So yeah, and I did love the. So in case anybody doesn't know, we'll go ahead and Streets of New Capena. Is that how you say it?
That's how I
Capena?
think.
I don't remember. I should have actually looked. Yeah. So basically, how they announced it was, and I thought this was hilarious. In the showcase, they did a nod and a wink. We made a Magic set off of a gangster movie. And the way they did it, they were obviously referencing Gangs in New York. I don't know, just the way. I don't know if anybody else out there got something different who watched the showcase, but really, WOTC Gangs in New York, which, okay, but I'm fucking here for it. Give me a demon in a pinstripe suit, and guns are a thing. Warhammer, we'll come to that. Guns are a thing now. Give me with a Tommy gun, a cigar sticking out of his damn mouth. I will buy that set. I don't care. I will give you my money. Done. Done. 1940 Chicago typewriter. I'm all about it.
now I'm just picturing my wife's going to freaking
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She's gonna be like, so
Chicago.
you're just gonna buy one of every card right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She'll be the one time she's like, so how much would it cost for you to buy one of every one?
Everything.
This much. Cool. They're all mine.
So basically, in case anybody didn't know, this gangster set is going to be taking place in.
I think
Sure.
it was the first.
Chardalara is the three
Yeah.
color sets. They are three color
Yeah,
sets.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
there. I know because that's where like you get the enchantment
Yeah,
when you
so
sack the artifact.
show's
It's
gonna be shards.
White, black, blue.
And demons, so it should be interesting.
That sounds really cool.
Has anybody got any thoughts on that?
I
No,
can't
we just covered it, sir.
Yeah.
Then
Now
we'll
where's
go-
my money?
Yeah. Nice try. Next is Dominaria United, which I guess is coming out in 2023. A lot of people are confused on this. It's supposed to be the celebration of the 30th anniversary of Magic.
I agree with I saw stuff about this. Yeah.
Oh, setting again in the third quarter of 2022. So it says it right there. I don't think my WOTC can match.
No,
They're doing it just like everything else they do. I just now realized that. Commander 2019.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
This makes more sense now.
Yep.
But
like it
Also
just
doesn't make
clicks.
sense. Okay, whatever.
But
Yeah, yay.
These are the guys that
I'm
decided
glad
to
you're
play
here.
with.
shut up, Justin.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
we
so
were all
anybody who's
confused.
curious,
I mean,
he played Lathel, Lady of the Elves. There was at least about 8 to 10 minutes cut footage of him doing maths.
Math is hard, guys.
Oh my god.
I it was at least 8 to 10
Difficult.
minutes. But anyways, so the Dominaria thing, I'm excited about it as long as they don't fuck up like they did with Double Masters. Or not Double Masters,
Legends?
Masters 25.
Oh.
Masters 25
I wasn't there for that either.
was the celebration of the 25th anniversary.
Everybody who ever played Magic for a decent amount of time knows they swung and struck out.
100%.
I have
First off,
heard, yeah.
they ended their preview season with Tree of Perdition.
I remember hearing
And
that.
that's supposed to be an iconic card.
Oh, yes.
What do you think of when you think of Magic the Gathering? Tree of Perdition.
Oh, I think-
Duh.
I mean,
Like,
hold on.
when you put a card in a pack
That's
that
awesome.
some stores literally tell you if you
They
buy
were
a pack,
exchanging.
if you buy a pack
Yeah.
and this is what you pull, we will just give you another one.
Yep.
By the way,
Yes,
whatever
it's that
stores did that, you're amazing.
Yeah,
great
great.
job.
Support your local game store, guys.
Hopefully,
100%.
yeah, that.
That's
But Jesus.
Yeah, it was horrendous. So I've got my fingers crossed because Dominaria was good.
Yeah, no, Dominaria
Recent
was a
one
great
good.
set.
So, and I think maybe WOTC, in theory, hopefully listened. So I'm looking forward to that. The last one that we'll drop and do real quick, because once again, not a whole lot of information on it, is the Brothers War. I'm looking forward to this.
I saw nothing about
Well,
this.
we do know about it.
I was about to say.
Artifacts.
Through the lens of Dominaria's looking. Okay, so here.
Fair.
The lore of Dominaria itself is much longer than Magic's history. Started as a feud between Urza and Mishra, erupted into an all-out war that set into motion the future of the plane and multiverse itself. So this is the big bang for
Yeah, for Magic, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because one, lots of artifacts. I love artifacts.
Hopefully,
Two,
Mishra.
once again,
That'd be nice.
with these sets, one of the big things that I'm noticing is that maybe they're going to get off their ass with lore and the story and get it back
That's
on
what I
track.
hope.
There is
Like,
so much
yeah.
that they're looking at, and this could be one of those things.
So many people have been asking for it.
I was about to say,
mean,
I, as a new player, 2-3 years ago is when I started. I wanted to know the lore, and I just didn't have access,
Not
or
worth
I
it.
just had access because at that time they were switching over to doing the paid format, and so I didn't get a lot of the lore, and I had to figure that out over time. And I understand a lot of it. There's still stuff I had no idea happened, but Mishra and Urza, that whole arc was one that I did get into, and I loved it. So I'm looking really
Oh.
much forward to
I've always loved the lore because
Yeah.
the lore is given other cards
meaning.
meaning. They might be a junk card, but
But it has a
what
place
what
then.
what it has, right?
It
Like,
sells, and the flavor text can spell out the
Oh,
story
yes.
of the set, which is I think is an awesome thing that Magic does that nobody else does.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
yeah, no, and it's nice to be able to when you get to learn the lore.
Yeah.
This card represents this part of time, so on.
so. And Devil Dragoon, Urza versus Mishra. Pretty sure it's.
Yeah, there's a version of Mishra.
Yeah, no, Devil Dragoon. I'm pretty sure it's mostly no.
Yeah.
Paul,
No, you're super psyched on that one. Super psyched on that one. Jesus, language is hard. The next two that we're going to cover real quick and run through. Well, let's just run through these real quick. Jumpstart 2022.
well, of course they're going to print another Jumpstart set.
Hopefully.
The first Jumpstart set. Look, honest truth, didn't really get to enjoy Jumpstart, but the one time we got to play.
Yeah,
it.
no, that was very.
That's what I was going to
Like-
say. I hope
like,
they get a good print.
I'm looking
no
forward
kidding.
that hopefully 2022 is in a state where we can sit down and actually do events, crack those
I was gonna
packs,
say,
play
do what
against
Jumpstart was
multiple
meant
people,
to do.
Yes.
and see. Because it's
a cool
great
idea.
loved it,
100% cool idea.
and walked away with some good cards.
Yeah.
Tiny Bones. Yeah.
There's the only problem I have with Jumpstart though
The legend.
is the fact that there are cards like that where you have a Tiny Bones that is just
They break.
outrageously expensive.
Welcome to Magic the Gathering these days, guys. Every set's like that.
Yes.
God forbid.
But
But
that's
Jumpstart
the
was an
thing.
extreme.
But this is the different. Other sets,
We're getting to the Street Fighter.
go.
It's coming.
other sets tend to be drafted more and are open. Now,
Yes.
Jumpstart had an unlimited release. You can go buy packs right now,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
can technically play
The
Jumpstart.
only-
But without
the biggest problem
without
was-
3 months of just that set being drafted, those cards are never going to drop. Tiny Bones will always be expensive because it wasn't open so much,
Yeah.
and because it didn't get popped for 3 months straight.
Yep.
Yes.
Anybody else got anything on Jumpstart? I think that pretty much covers it. Double Masters 2022, they're doing another Double Masters. Once again, same thing as what we were talking about Masters 25. If they do it right, it'll be good. If
Yeah,
not,
like the last Double Masters.
yeah, just
I
do what you did with the last
swear-
Double Masters. Foxy.
No, please, no $100 freaking pack.
Okay.
No, that's gonna happen. Okay, no, I don't want to hear it when you go out there and you buy a goddamn secret layer
I'm
and everybody's
looking-
supporting all this bullshit.
I'm
Fucking,
looking
that's
for
why it's $100.
$120 back.
That's
Dude,
why.
it's one pack for $100.
Yes, and
120.
the collector's
Stop.
same thing.
Just
yes,
stop.
that's fine. If you guys stop spending the money, WOTC will stop doing that dumb shit. That's why they got rid of the
None of
MSRP.
us bought one, but
No,
yeah.
we're getting sidetracked. Let's get back on because that's a whole rant that I
Why
can
not?
Yeah.
We all disagree with you anyways.
That's fine. The two things I want to get to before we get to the secret layers, which I know everybody's got some thoughts on that. Unset, Infinity. Holy shit! Stay tuned. We will be doing some content. We will be filming some videos, doing some drafts for you guys with that when it comes out.
Oh,
Yeah.
news to me, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't know this yet. That is happening.
Sorry,
Um,
Justin comes from a time there's 3, and then you're done. This is 4. I'm against it.
What are you talking about?
Blocks.
Yeah,
Every
you-
block
Oh no,
set
this is an
free.
unset.
Yes. How many unsets are there, James?
They've done one every 2 years since I started playing Basic. Oh, 2 or 3 years.
No. Well, I guess you
Yeah,
got you
yeah.
got that on Sanction.
That
too.
one that just
That's
came
a
out.
box though. That's like a game, isn't it?
No, it's
It's
an
an unset.
actual unset,
Oh.
but they did do it as a weird,
Unsanctioned.
not normal thing.
I'm not lying. It's just like the special cards in the mystery boosters. I hate cards I can't play in regular games.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I'm not a big fan of it as far as that goes. I like it because one, they did announce Space Shocklands.
Now, are these going to be legitimate shocklands? That's my
As
question.
far as I know.
Okay.
Because
As far as I know, they didn't expand on it.
that's my
But
concern.
basing off of the way that they've done lands in the past, you're gonna have space themed lands this year, which is the probably full art, whatever.
But
Fancy.
the thing is, only the basics were legal out.
But
of
they
the-
specified shocklands. Why would they specify shocklands if they weren't
because
going
if
to
a
be?
land comes into play and it deals 1.3 or whatever damage to you,
But
it's
they've
a
never.
shock.
You're not wrong, but they've never done that before for an
I'm just-
unset. The lands have never been
Well,
showcased like that, so I'm
they're-
assuming
they're
it is
spe-
legit
if they're
shocklands.
actual regular shock lands,
What I'm
great.
Yes.
What?
If they're
We're
not
on.
still rule 0, not a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is the
Well, that's
process
like-
for that.
Well, that's like I want City of Ass to replace City of
Fair.
Ass.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I mean,
City of Ass all the way.
I get that too. I do get that to
That's
a
fair.
point, but rule zeros can be a pain when it comes to that
Yes.
because realistically, yes, we all have somewhat of a collection,
Yeah.
and we can replace those with regular.
Yeah, it's
like
not
we
a
can
big
replace.
yes.
Yeah, but what about the guy who actually let's say somebody has a sliver deck and they're like, wow, I already have all the fetches and shocks. Now they have the unshocks that do 1.3, and I'm gonna use rule 0. And they sit down and they're like, yeah, it's a really good mana base. And everybody's like, yeah.
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
realistically, your mana base is way better because you're not just running one set of
I mean,
shocks.
for-
you're saying another set that's not technically legal.
For a game or two, that's fun. Like when we had Scoot.
Yeah.
Scoot did that for a while with a couple of the unspec cards. That's fun, but don't play it all the time and don't be that guy.
I'm just saying. And
But yeah, I
sometimes
understand.
it's hard to remember that you have that.
Yeah.
Unless a deck is built to be that way. If you have like
Yeah.
2 cards in it, like I would be honest, like a gold border card. How many of us are going to remember to sit down
Exactly.
after playing with it for a
Oh,
year to be
yeah.
like,
Never
oh,
gonna
by the
own
way,
one, so-
I have a gold border card in here.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, sorry, I forgot to tell
Sorry.
you guys.
Yeah.
I don't
That's fine.
own those.
All right, so
Just personally don't like the gold border, like the actual gold border.
Like I
I just
said.
don't like the way it looks.
No,
Uh,
that's fair. I don't either.
I'm just
But
not a fan.
but I will. I also had a bad feeling the last unset we played. I went to a draft. I went to go play let's play stupid stuff, and the opponent I played against literally played blue black control against me.
Well,
And it was like after that I was like, like I still have a bunch of my uncards.
Sure, yeah.
But
I
that's the
can't play
thing.
online.
They sit in this box, and I don't get to do anything with them.
No, they're
No.
completely useless. And you know, we'll discuss that offline about what we can do. Because the next one is also another thing that we have some content for. So moving off the unset, the next thing is Commander Legends Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm excited for Baldur's Gate because I'm a D&D player. I've also played the video game. God, I can't remember who actually did Baldur's Gate for the PC. Also love that, but I'm done with Commander Legends. I'm done with sets that are designed for Commander. I'm done with them. I don't like it, and I wish we wouldn't do it anymore. I think that you get too many cards that are too specific, that are pulling and pushing out old school cards, and they're too powerful. I think we're getting way too much stuff. Look at your decks nowadays. How many cards do you have that are old school? How many cards do you have new? How many cards? What are the first cards that you got? I mean, I used to think that the whole diversity argument was a dumb one or whatever, and people were overreacting. But now, the further deeper down this rabbit hole we go, yeah, I think that's where we're at.
Clarify the diversity argument. Just
as far as pushing out old school cards, and now you have to have new cards.
Let's
Cards within the past 2 years.
And I don't want to get too deep into that argument, but I just.
But just on that point, I know that, but power creep is a thing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So your deck that you had when you originally started and the deck you play a year later
Do I have to think about that deck?
are two different decks.
100%.
And as Magic evolves and new mechanics come on, those cards are going to push out your older cards because they didn't have that mechanic as an option or do them.
But
just saying.
Yes, 100%. And once again, I don't want to get bogged down in that. So you're not wrong there. That's a fact.
so Baldur's Gate. Looking forward to it. Overall, we'll see how it goes.
It's draftable Commander once again,
No.
just like the Commander Legends last year was.
Hopefully, dungeons get more support.
I really hope so.
I
Because
mean,
3 dungeons.
Yeah.
And the venture mechanic.
I doubt it. I honestly doubt it.
It's D&D still.
Because it's a supplement set, not a core set, and they're not going to cross streams like that.
I would hope so. But
I hope for the support. We don't know.
Yeah.
I agree, because I do want to build a D&D specific jank theme deck. So I agree, but
I am with James though. I am tired of the cards that they print specifically for Commander because I used to like having the cards that
we have video
You
proof
found-
you agree with me. But I just want
that
dangerous.
Yeah.
lightning has to strike once.
It's all it needs, baby.
It's pretty good.
Commander was a spot that was originally designed to have your cards that you couldn't play in your modern deck or your legacy deck.
A place
Like
forgotten.
there are cards that are still 6 drops and better that can
wreck in Commander.
that can do good. But Primal Bounty is a great card as an example.
I don't remember
No
the last time I saw one.
No.
I've seen one played.
I'm the only one. I have one in Drevi.
I had one in Rada.
I thought it was Samuel.
Yeah, but how long
Not
has it
important,
been since that has
Oh,
been
yeah, it's
played?
in Samu. Yep, you're right.
It's been a
Samu.
while.
Yeah.
But that's
But-
only because I switched to lands instead of.
Off topic.
Yeah.
But that card, really good card in games that are going to go longer. When you get your power level up, you have to cut it because it's too expensive. But in a regular Commander game, the card's a monster.
In casual,
Doesn't
it's
see
amazing.
doesn't see Modern played. I don't think they was played in Standard. I didn't play Standard at that time, so I don't know. But a 6-drop enchantment that you have to wait to do things, probably not.
Alright, so we're good there. Everybody's happy? Alright, now we're going to go to the last 2 things in the showcase. We'll start with the lesser of the 2 controversial positions. Universe Beyond. Talk about Warhammer 40,000 real quick. So
Just
one
say
of the
40K,
things...
man.
Yeah, it's 40K.
It's 40K. It's not 40,000. You're old 40K.
I'm not a Warhammer player. I would like to be. I don't have the money to get into that hobby as well as Magic.
Are you pulling that up on dial-up?
Get off the phone, please. I need to use the internet. So
And I wasn't
that was
alive
actually
for
really
that.
good. Oh.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah.
Get over it.
So what they're doing with the Warhammer one specifically, because they got 2 different ways of doing this apparently so far that we've learned, is we're going to have 4 commander decks. Space Marines commander decks. Here's my thoughts on it. I like Warhammer 40k. I've watched it played. I think it's cool. I played some of the video games. I don't have the money to get into the hobby myself and play Magic the Gathering because I feel like it's like Magic. You dip your toe in, next thing you know, 5K's going. So my thoughts on it overall, whatever. I'm not a big fan of the Universe Beyond theory, the idea.
I was about to say.
Because it's going to lead to I cast Captain America, I equip Lucille, I swing into SpongeBob for the Krusty Krab. I don't fucking know, but dumb shit like that's gonna happen. I don't like it. Silver border, fine. Black border, I've been against this whole time. Also, the guns. WOTC has said for years they will not put guns in Magic the Gathering. It's been a hard and steadfast rule. Here's the thing, guys. I like guns. I've been shooting since I could pull a trigger. I carry guns on me. I own guns. I'm all about guns. I'm a huge gun advocate. I look at this artwork that they shared for the Warhammer Space Marine with this gigantic, what looks like a freaking 40 mic chain cannon. The fuck? I think it looks horrendous. I don't like it. I'm not about it. Probably won't fuck with these commander decks. Those are my thoughts.
That's what Space Marines do, though.
I was about to say, that is oddly on flavor.
Yeah, entirely on flavor.
I don't disagree, but once again, you know.
I know, going back on words. All
Yeah,
that
I don't. Yeah.
My big problem with it is I like Magic for what it is.
It is unique.
What I like it for the time frame, right? When everybody here plays D&D, right?
No, I've never heard of that.
Shut the heck. Sorry. He was born before they made paper, so he doesn't know how to read.
The longer I think about that insult, the longer it hurts. Actually, that was really good, sir. That was pretty legit.
So, but it's that fantasy realm that D&D's kind of put in. Magic is that. Yes, it's had vehicles and it's had some futuristic stuff.
Yeah. There's technology,
but it's like it's kind of like the Asgardian version, right? It still seems magical to you unless you know how it works, but it still feels that way. I feel like going to 40K, you're going so far in the future that what the base that Magic is put in, that realm that I picture and fantasize about when I play the game, that 40K is not there. It's not future robots and cyborgs and all this other stuff, and that's where I will find cards because I love Magic and I can find the card I love in any set and everything. But is it going to be the way I want to play Magic? Is going to be the thing. Am I going to want a Space Marine flying around in hey, I have a spaceship I crew now.
I mean, at least they're making 3 commander decks.
At least like the flagships and stuff, you can make some magical sense out of it. Like you're like, yes, it's metal, it's mechanical, but there's magic involved with it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, this is all technology, no magic, or I have to try to feed it, and that's my problem with it.
I do not like it. I mean, chill. Universe Beyond as a whole. Like, I like other content. I like Lord of the Rings. I've seen people play Warhammer 40k. I like the idea. I don't want it in Magic. That's the issue. I do not think it has a place.
Blame you, dogs.
You're shitting.
I don't like, and also, I don't play Warhammer 40k. I can't tell you, but how much content can they get out of that game for 4 different commander decks?
What do you mean?
Like a diversifying idea. Each commander deck's supposed to do something different. It's supposed to be really good at that one.
all kinds. No, actually, all kinds.
There's a lot.
There's a shit. I've only played the video games, and I know there's a shit.
Basically, each faction is a guild. Basically.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yes.
But even so, there's still going to be. I'm with Justin. They're set so far in the future. I don't.
Yes, it doesn't fit Magic.
It doesn't work.
The other thing that I didn't think of until just now, speaking of lore and storytelling in Magic, now officially 40k lore exists in Magic, and Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth exists in Magic. Those lores coexist because they have to.
But they're commander products.
Well, let's move on. Unless you got anything on the Warhammer thing, we can move to the Lord of the Rings bit.
The thing beyond is technically supposed to mean that's outside.
Okay, that's fair.
Think of like D&D, all your different planes. I feel like that's how they're going with it. So you have.
Well, they already do that with the multiverse. That's what
I
the
was about to
multiverse
say, it's
is.
the
But I
multiverse.
understand what you're saying. Yeah, okay. So that's I take that back. Did you have anything on the Warhammer? So then the next one, and we can kind of breeze through the Lord of the Rings because we kind of touched it a little bit. Lord of the Rings, it's not going to be a commander set. It's going to be a standalone actual set.
It does have 4 commander decks for it though.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just saying.
Well, no, actually, it doesn't make sense. But okay, I did not know that.
I'm just,
Well, no, the reason why I say that is because it is a modern legal set.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Lord of the Rings is going to be modern legal.
If
Yes.
I'm just saying, if there's a soul ring in there and it is not the one
It's not
ring, they've messed up.
Yes. 100%.
I think
How
everybody.
many artworks do you see online that
There
are
were
just
the
the
one
one
ring.
ring, the one ring?
I have
Swear
the
to God.
proxy of the One
Yeah,
Ring.
Yes.
If they don't, I think
If they,
Yeah,
if they don't
it-
flavorfully do the rings in the commander decks,
Watch,
it's gonna
watch.
suck.
There are
the
actually
ring,
technically 10 rings.
The ring's going to be.
Yes, but-
there are technically 10 rings in Lord of the Rings.
There's more than 10, sir.
I don't remember. My Lord of the Rings is
Elves got 3,
let's not go into
humans
it.
got 7, dwarves got 5, if I remember right.
You might be right. It's been forever since I've
The
read
rings
books.
don't work on the dwarves as much because they're greed already.
Yeah.
It's why Gimli, when you're in the
Yeah.
Fellowship, doesn't even get the urge for the ring. It's because dwarves always have a hard problem.
Okay, so that's the Lord of the
Sorry,
Don't
nerd moment. Apologize.
Rings. If you're not watching this because you're a nerd, I don't know what the hell to tell you. But
It is a little weird, yeah.
so the only big thing about that, we all knew how that was going to play out because they exposed it. But it's a modern legal set, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess this commander decks, which is surprising because it's a modern legal set. They didn't do that for like
It's
modern
just like,
horizons and shit.
yeah, Modern
Yeah, but
So
Horizons.
that's kind of surprising.
I enjoyed the Modern Horizons. I see no problem with it.
I feel like
This is the reverse of like 40K, right? It's in the realm that I already picture, so it's
It makes
good.
more sense, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Just think of like Ikoria, how they did the set commander decks.
No, it's the same thing.
So-
I'm just saying that was a main set. I know they're doing it for every main set now. I
Yeah.
just the supplementary sets like Modern Horizons and shit.
Yeah.
They didn't do Commander. So that's why it's surprising.
Yeah,
I just I heard.
Sell that product, man.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So now we're going to finish up and wrap up because this has actually gone on a little bit longer than I expected. We're going to wrap up with the 2 controversial bits. We'll start. These are secret layers.
No. They shouldn't be controversial at all.
No, there's
well,
no ifs,
hold
ands,
on.
or
No,
buts
I want
here.
to take that back. I disagree. And for once, I will be the opposite end of you guys for this. And I think it might surprise you. So they're coming out with 2 new secret layers, and by 2 I mean a gazillion because we're on track to beat last year's 56 secret layer drops. I think it was. Don't quote me on the numbers, but we're on track. I think it was 1 a week once you broke down the numbers for secret layers. But the 2 other ones that they did, other than this out of time secret layer, is Street Fighter secret layer. So Street Fighter is going to be crossover for a secret layer. I don't like it. I don't like the secret layers in general. I don't like bringing in other IPs. But hey, there you go. Any thoughts on Street Fighter?
Street Fighter is at least more seeable than the other
that's fair.
But
options.
even then, it's
I don't love it.
it's the
but
like Justin was saying earlier. It's the realm wise.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't fit.
it doesn't. But
You see, Street Fighter was one of my first like arcade
Yes,
games.
yes.
100%, me
So
too.
I want to see what cards they are. Now,
Yes.
this is what I really hope for. I'm hoping for them to be unlike The Walking Dead, where they're unique cards.
yes.
I'm hoping for them to be cards that were already printed
think
that
they
have
are.
that have Street Fighter cards.
They specified that. Spoiler alert, in case anybody didn't see this one coming, Fortnite is the other secret layer. We'll get to that in a second. But they specified Fortnite was not going to be mechanically unique. They did not say anything about Street Fighter. Since they spoiled
Like I
both
said.
at the same time, I'm assuming
They
that they will be.
That's
not
what I hope
mechanically
for
unique.
Street
They're
Fighter.
both
Like,
going to be
what I'm
reprints.
hoping for realistically is, a card, a new Samu, whatever, or something that's still the original card,
Yeah.
but it has a Street Fighter thing on it. Like if
Yeah.
I would customize the proxy, if I was.
It would be a character from.
Kind of like the Godzilla creatures,
Yeah.
right? Like I can have the original card, or I can have the Godzilla version.
Yes.
Which
That's
I was
what I'm
also
saying.
against.
You can find these mechanically unique cards in upcoming secret layer drop.
Oh. Ooh.
They specifically said in the show, I will. Okay, no, that's fair.
Don't worry.
Off of,
This-
Oh, Street
this-
Fighter
for Street Fighter.
specifically.
This is
Yeah.
for Street Fighter, not Fortnite.
WOTC, what?
That's not for Fortnite. It's for Street Fighter.
I don't care.
See-
Stop making secret layers that are mechanically unique. You're destroying your own goddamn game after profit. You
Yeah.
Wow, you get angry very easily.
No, I've been chill about this
Hold
whole
on.
thing, but Jesus fucking Christ, they're gonna run this
Has-
game into
has-
the ground, and I'm gonna quit playing,
has-
and that sucks.
Has your nurse not given you a medication test?
She hasn't brought a test to my mouth,
That was unneeded.
All right.
but that's annoying. Uniquely mechanic. I would have wished they'd learned the lesson.
Yes,
That's
not
depressing.
that one.
I guess what I really don't like about, like, especially Fortnite is I'm not a Fortnite player, but we already pointed out my son's going to want this card.
And it's his
Oh,
Christmas present. Like that's the easy Christmas
like,
present.
Like he's going to want it, right? And at the end of the day, I want people to play with cards they want to play with.
That's where I was gonna go with it.
But
I hate it.
I'd rather see WotC definitely focus on the problems we have instead of just focusing on trying to make all this other things. And if there's other artists, other people who want to make these cards,
Yeah.
I can commission somebody to make me the proxy arts. We've all seen proxy art cards. There's some that are real bad. And there's other ones you can tell the person definitely knew what they were doing.
Oh yes, without
And if you're a Fortnite person and you wanted the Fortnite cards, there it is, all in one. It's like if somebody wanted a Marvel deck or a DC deck. If the cards are do the exact same thing as the card in there,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
just-
have the name there, but it's Captain America swinging with Lucille, I'm okay with it as long as Captain America is Sam Moot or
another card.
another
A
card that
real
already
card.
exists.
Yes.
It's just you want this art on that card. But I don't need WotC to be the ones giving me that art.
Yeah.
That was the tack that I was going to take, which is interesting because I hate secret layers and I hate the IP crossovers. But I was going to say if people want to play this, that's fine. My take on it was one, I wish it was silver border, but it's not. So let's just deal with that. But now that it's not silver border, I wish they were only reprints and they would not do functional reprint, or only do functional reprints and not mechanically unique cards.
Yeah.
Mechanically unique cards destroy the ecosystem. Destroy the secondary market, which, by the way, WotC, the secondary market exists. Why don't you admit it instead of sitting here printing all these damn secret layers to get around saying that it exists to get money directly from the fucking consumer, you goddamn idiots. But, and it hurts the gameplay because now you've got these mechanically unique cards that you better have the money for the moment it drops, and you better hope that the damn website doesn't crash so you can get these cards that are going to be really good, most likely, because Walking Dead's cards were pretty freaking decent. As far as what they can do mechanically.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, out of the 5, I think 3 were hits.
Yeah, and so if you're gonna do it functional reprints. Don't do it
Mechanically.
unique.
Yeah,
It's just you're destroying the game. They're going after profits and not gameplay, and that's what's destroyed. What has made Magic the Gathering one of the best card games for the last 29 years has been the fact that they have focused on gameplay. Now they're focusing on business and not gameplay, and it's going to destroy itself. And this is the start of it.
I mean, it's been about 2 or 3, so you're like 27. I thought he could math.
I can't.
Well, technically it's 28.
28, because next year's when the Dominaria is going to
Yeah,
come out,
it'll
which
be
is
29.
20.
Yeah.
I went to public
Yes.
school.
But they've also been doing this ramp.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, either way.
this is my overall view right now, is what's driving me insane about all this is I'm getting more feel bads. Like, it used to be that I missed out on one set, or I missed out on one thing every year because I couldn't budget. I couldn't budget it in. But now, I have feel bads all the time. I bought the Secret Lair Shocklands, but
You already knew
sir,
this.
your
I know.
opinion, calm down. But
You guys go buy
didn't
them.
I like
They're
this?
printing
Didn't I like the signets? But I couldn't afford to buy the signets
Oh,
afterwards. It's like now I'm sitting there going back, and there was the reprint of the Bloom Tinder and the other ones.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was these cards
I
that
love
now
most of them.
individually I have to pay way more than I will because I couldn't have the funds or the ability to budget
Yeah,
in now.
it's just-
And that's my big problem. Like having one feel bad. Oh, I can't buy a
It's
booster
something.
box of this set this year.
Okay.
I'll go draft a little bit and I'll buy a couple packs over the next 3 months.
Yes.
That'll just make up for it. But now I'm sitting back going, man, here's the next set already, or the next item. I'm like, I just dropped $80 or 120 on a booster box.
Yeah.
I can't sit back and go, well, if I would have known about that, then I would have chose that over that.
Yes.
But now I can't, and now it's like I watch it go by, and I was sitting there like, where did it go? And then at the end, it's like, oh, I finally got enough money. Oh, it's over with.
Yeah, so much product fatigue.
Or yeah,
It's the oversaturation. It's it's the death.
And I'm not getting to enjoy the stuff I have.
By the time that you get the stuff, it's something new.
We already talked, right? I have strict Haven cards that I want in decks.
Yeah.
But I literally can't get to those cards because now we're already into Forgotten Realms. Double Legends took up a bunch of my cards.
Innistrād's coming out. Yeah.
And that's horrible. It's almost like I have to build 30 decks to even be able to even play those.
Yes.
And I have to now almost assume like, well, man, every month I need an extra $100 just to not have 10 feel bad moments every year.
And I do want to point out, I've said my piece, I'm going to let you guys finish up and stuff, but on that, two things. One, the extra $100. The thing we're talking about isn't so much the play group arms racing, so to speak, as far as what Justin's saying there. What it is that there are cards that are being printed that they like. Some of them I have liked. Not the Secret Layers, but other ones. That you just can't get. Because there's so much coming out that if you don't have the money there, you're screwed. And I think I want to point that out and make that clarification.
Yeah. Well,
The other thing real quick, and then I'll let you guys finish it up, is that when Dustin picked me up earlier today, and we were driving over here, he specifically told me, I'm getting burnt out. I am getting on your side with the Secret Layers and all the product and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said, not surprised. It's going to happen to everybody in the playgroup, and it's going to happen to everybody. And this is the thing: you guys have all been gung ho on the Secret Layers and all this stuff, and bought them and stuff.
Gung ho is not the right.
Not gung ho, but okay with them, and bought some of them. Yada yada yada.
Here and there.
I've been dead set against it the whole time, and now with Dustin saying that to me earlier, and now Justin saying the same thing, basically. This is people who are not diehard against it like me, who are not railing like you guys saw my little rant a minute or so ago against it, going, I'm getting tired of it. When you start having those people having those issues, you know you're pushing your player base too far.
I mean,
I just wanted to point that out, and then you guys can go ahead and wrap up.
I mean, WOTC already knows that their main goal right now is to saturate the market as much as they can to get every penny out of this.
yes.
Right? They don't want to leave a penny back.
Yep.
And then they're going to find that spot where they can't get any more pennies.
I don't know if they will.
And that's where
I don't know if they will.
But like I said, the feel bad moments is the fact that, like I said, I had most of the Shocklands. I didn't do that. Then the next Secret Lair came out, and it had the Bloom Tinder and and the Arcade Signets. And yes, I have all the Signets.
Guild Signets.
Guild Signets. But I had already spent that money. I had put money aside, saved up. I'm like, I can afford something. Oh, cool. I can make sure my wife, my son's decks all have Shocklands. They don't have to worry about them no more. They'll help color fix them more. The fact that I had to pay for double, a couple Shocklands, whatever. I was fine with it. But then when I saw the next one come out and they've already taken my money for the other one, I'm like, well, that's the one that I want for me. And I can't do that now because I bought the other ones for everybody in my, and in this one, my family feeds out my pocket for the Magic. So it just.
No, I'll say personally, I loved the Signets. I would have personally liked to buy both sets of Signets plus a few others. But I just didn't have the funds at the moment because I was buying everything else. Now I don't remember what, but I know I just couldn't afford.
Yeah, you had Commander Legends. You have all the sets came out.
And I couldn't budget enough for that, and it sucks because I loved the artwork. I loved Signets, but I just couldn't do it, and I think that really sucks.
And now, if you ever want to go buy them again, they're going to be outrageously expensive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you could have went and bought them all for $30 or whatever the price was. They all change. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
But now one of them is going to cost you $20, $30.
Exactly. Yeah.
And unless it's like Boros and nobody wants that one or
Whatever.
whatever one that's the most popular
And that's still
one.
10.
Yeah. So that's where I hate the fact that it's like that's what they're trying to bank off of me.
Yeah.
Is do I have to keep squeezing out money elsewhere to make sure that the next
can
time
afford
I
that.
don't have that?
Yeah.
And that's the bad. That's where I used to be able to be like, man, how much of us are going to get to enjoy Forgotten Realms for what it was? The new mystery boosters just came out. By the way, most
Didn't
of us
even
were
know
sad
about
by
that.
That's sad because we all
would've
feel
known.
like we're pretty solid into it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there's a new secret mystery boosters.
Yeah, new mystery
new
booster
convention actually, and new sets. Some cards got changed. No one knew about.
Oh yeah,
we are
remember
only
how you
entrenched.
missed? You couldn't come for filming, so we had to do something. We went to a local game store
Yeah.
to see if we could just talk to people, play Commander, and they started doing mystery boosters,
draft.
and we were like,
Of
"What?"
2021 convention. New.
What?
Yeah.
And I want to say for us,
So,
I would say out of
Forgotten
all of
Realms,
us, you put
mystery boosters.
You put all of us together for the amount of time we researched Magic. We stayed up.
Yes.
We were on the internet
We
looking at
are
Magic.
on the
There's at
internet.
least 15, 20, 30 hours combined between the four of us, easy, on the Magic content we consume and keep
Oh, yes.
track of.
Weekly.
We are
track.
entrenched and we
Yeah.
miss those products.
That it's just sad to us because I loved the mystery
So,
boosters.
we're-
But yeah,
So coming back on the Secret Layers, just to wrap this up, anybody else got anything to...
I've said my piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know how I feel. I mean, I wish you guys stop buying the damn things and watch you'll quit printing, but that's a whole nother discussion.
But
Yeah.
Can't say anything about that.
Yeah, we don't want to get off topic there. This definitely went way longer. We are not very good at times.
No.
We
We like to talk.
we do like to talk.
Yeah.
We're not very good at times. We're hopefully get better at it as we go along. Appreciate you guys stopping by. For those of you who did stop by, check out the live stream. We're going to chop this up, and edit it into a video, hopefully, and actually put the cards up, and that way you guys can see stuff.
Yeah.
And hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, well,
He's gonna do it.
He does it.
I'm
talk.
the editor.
Yeah.
I talk.
I'm the official editor.
He cuts. Still can't make
He's
himself
pretty
look good.
face.
Yeah, I say
I-
they're pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Manager.
face editor. We don't know what he does.
He's just here. He makes our fourth. That's it.
Oh boy.
He's the baby in the tax bracket. That's what it is.
Just remember.
Tax bracket for the money we don't make.
Yeah, exactly.
So appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick discussion of our thoughts. We had a little bit of time to digest the showcase. We will be live this Friday, sometime around, hopefully between 4 and 6. We'll give you a more definitive time on Twitter, and then add another 30 minutes because we're bad about hitting time.
Plus or minus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I roll. Socks are socks. I don't care about it. Make sure you guys check us out on social media, especially Twitter. We definitely have the Instagram as well. Stack Junkies for both of those. We have a Facebook. We really don't post there as much. Social media coordinator. She's kind of yelling at us all the time, so we're trying to get better about that. Also, like, subscribe, comment. If you guys have any comments down below, it helps us know where to go with directions and just interactions in general. So
We have good
we
or bad
will
opinions.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say if you like, dislike opinions.
Yeah,
great to
like,
know.
dislike, all
Let us
that.
know.
Yeah.
Let us know what's up, and we'll see you guys on Friday.